Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk with Dallas Waldon on how Land Academy improved her business. I mean, before we get started, though, I have a couple of non-real estate questions for you.
Okay.
It's Saturday, right?
Yeah.
You're obviously dedicated to this, or you just don't have a life, either one. What's going on today? What did you give up to do this? And
what could you be doing right now?
Are you wearing any pants? What's going on?
Okay, we're not going to discuss my pants, but we are really dedicated to just kind of improving ourselves all the time, my husband and I. So we don't really give up anything. I feel like this is our fun time. Working is our fun time. It sounds really lame though. I know.
It's like working in your own business. So it's different.
Exactly.
Cool.
Boy, I'll tell you, Jill and I started out like that too. And that's not the case any longer.
It's for me.
Jill's overt theme right now is, when are we going to have some fun? Let's get out of here and go have some fun.
Well, there's different
Tell
fun.
me that's not true.
Well, there's different kind of fun. That's very true. Love it.
Today's topic, member Dallas Waldon, again, shares how she improved her business through Land Academy.
Yeah.
Jill, go ahead with the question number one.
So welcome. We're glad you're here. And I want to get a little bit of your backstory. So you were already in this business when you found us. So please tell us, how long you've been doing this and how you got started.
So we got started in early 2018, and we really made every mistake in the book. We're millennials, so we like free information. And so we were interested in real estate. We found online, we don't have to buy houses because we don't have that kind of capital. And so we looked up different ways to do it. We did postcards at first. We sent out about 4,000 postcards and not one deal. And so I like to call us ambitious beginners. So we just kind of threw everything we had at it and got started. Things really revved up by the end of 2018.
That's great.
How did you choose land?
My husband's the idea machine. I kind of just go with whatever he throws at me, and I kind of bring the human element to it. So he said, well, we could do land instead of houses. I said, all right, let's try it.
Perfect. You sound like me. He comes up with these crazy ideas, and by the time it gets to me, it's pretty well thought through and figured out. And I'm like, you know what do we got to lose? Let's just do it.
Exactly.
That's so good. So tell us, how did you find us?
I would probably say the podcast. We're always trying to learn and listen to things. So we found your podcast, and I loved listening to you guys.
Oh,
your laugh, Jill, is just so great.
Thank you.
And so that's how we found you. And then we started following you on Facebook, and I'm really so glad that we joined.
I'm so glad.
All right,
how far back did you go in the episodes?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
They go so fast. You just listen to all of them.
That's so good. I love it. This is good. I'm so glad that we're having you on a podcast, because it kind of all started here, and here you are.
Yes, back to square one.
Yay.
So what's a typical deal for you?
Typical deal. There's no such thing as a typical deal for us, because we'll really just take anything we want to do. We like expanding. We've tried a bunch of different things. So we've tried several states, and we're hoping to do more. So we're doing rural vacant land right now. We haven't done infill lots, but that's really the only common denominator.
So is it generally working?
Oh yeah. I mean, in the beginning, we hear about people with beginner's luck and all of that. We're like, where on earth is our beginner's luck? What is going on? But now, I mean, it's a system. And once you follow the principles that you guys lay out, then there's really no limit, no losing.
That's so good. What's been your biggest deal so far?
Biggest deal in terms of ROI or in terms of total cash?
Both.
Yeah.
Okay. ROI, I would say we did, I think it was a 700% ROI on this really weird shaped lot. It was in between houses on either side. And it was just the craziest thing. And we bought it for like $500 and then sold it for thousands. And it was like, all right, I have no idea what you're going to do with that property. But actually, the guy who bought it said, we asked him what he planned on doing with it, because I don't want to give him a property he can't, he doesn't want.
Yeah. Right.
And he's like, you mean the property I can't do anything with? I'm not going to do anything. I just want it. I said, okay, fine with me.
Wow.
That has
Yeah.
always baffled me.
I know.
We've sold tens of thousands of properties on the internet.
Wow.
And in the very beginning, while you're in your beginning,
Mm.
we would sell property that with very little access, if that. And I would ask that same question. I would ask
Yeah.
2 questions when I actually talked to buyers back
Yeah.
then. Why, what are you going to do with this? And are you going to
Right.
buy more? And they both said, we have no idea what we're going to do with it. We just want to own real estate.
Right.
And yes, we're going to buy more. What else do you have right now?
Right.
And it
So
never
let me show
failed.
you.
Exactly.
Once in a great while, somebody would say, and this is like probably 20 times, someone would say, I'm having second thoughts about this. And so we would like refund the money and send it back out and make more money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, that hasn't happened to us yet. But yeah, we've sold like landlocked type parcels and stuff, and people know what they're doing and they're ready to go at it. We're offering them value too.
It hasn't been happened to us in like years.
Years.
So, because we've all learned now, and I always tell people, and be sure you properly convey what it is so they know exactly what they're getting into and there's no surprises. And yeah, like you're finding, you'd be surprised how many people like, that's what I want. I want someone that no one can get to. I'm like, all right,
Got a helicopter? Great. Go for it.
Yeah.
They think that's the greatest thing. I'm like, okay.
They
all
want to
right.
get lost.
They do. They do.
Very
It's so funny. That was the thing. You probably heard me say that lots. That was one thing I had to get over with. I'm like, who's going to want this? Like, because it doesn't sing to me doesn't mean there's somebody out there that doesn't want that. And there's so many people like you're finding that they just want to be able to own some land. That's it. Just to know that they have that, they own a piece of something, sometimes it's interesting because they're not from our country too.
Mm.
So when they're
Yeah.
from international, they're like, wow, I could own this. I'm like, yeah, you sure can. They're like, this is the greatest thing.
Yeah, it's actually a really big deal in other cultures to own land. And so we've seen that a lot. Just the pride of ownership is a really big deal.
Yep. Exactly.
So do you guys have a budget and good communication and, a real bright future?
Bright future, yes. Put your sunglasses on. It's so bright. No, but I would say we don't really have a budget besides like completely depleting our cash. We don't need savings. We don't need any of that. We have a dog. We don't have kids.
That's great.
So we really just jump in, honestly.
That's so good. It's good that you guys are you're on the same page,
Oh, yeah.
and doing it. So wait, I want to back up to what was the deal that you made the most money on?
I think our biggest deal was $35,000, I want to say, which was a really big deal for us. We started with, I think 20 grand and total, to put into the business. And so that was really cool to just completely make your money back and then cover expenses for a whole business. I mean, most businesses do not, make profit in the first year. So.
Right. That's so awesome. Isn't it? It's funny when was a light bulb moment for you? Like, this works. Do you remember when that happened?
I don't think I ever questioned it. I don't think there was really a light bulb moment because, I trust my husband. He knows it works. He's done the research. We've done research. I don't have any reason.
You guys sound like us.
Yeah, you really do.
You really do. Because there's times that he has said that I wasn't sure this is, like even Land Academy. I mean, he's like, I don't know. Can we properly convey this?
Right.
Are we good teachers? I don't know. Is anybody gonna
For the record, you are.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm like, you know what? I never questioned it. I'm like, and because I always knew that if we need to tweak it, we will.
Exactly.
If there's somebody we need to change it, we will. But here we are.
I know you're not stuck. You're limitless. So it's really flexible. I don't feel confined.
Exactly.
No, there's no limits to this at all. I mean, the more mail you send out, the more deals you're going to do.
Exactly.
And you're supposed to run out of money. We even run out of money.
Yeah.
To this day, we run out of money every month buying houses. And if we had
exciting
$10
running out of
million
money.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
We had $10 million. We couldn't spend it every month on houses. So we bring in partners, just like we partner deals for land.
Yep.
I love that.
Cool.
It does. It is cool. I'm like, you have when a good deal comes in, you're like, oh shoot, now I got to move some money around, because we cannot let this go. So
We're super fortunate to have some members in our group that are just retired and rich, filthy stinking rich, and they don't even question us. We send them an email and say, we've got this fantastic deal. Here's the numbers, and they wire the money.
exactly. There's no talking.
I trust you guys too.
Exactly. Thank you. So tell us about some of the deals that you guys are doing right now. Whatever numbers you want to share or not share. If you want to share, hey, we just blasted a state or whatever.
I think, my husband's in charge of mailers because he's like you, Steve. He's the data guy. He's all of that. And so I think we just looked at Oklahoma, I want to say.
Yeah.
And we started blasting them. And I think Arizona was our last mailer that is starting to land now, which is really nice. We bought a couple properties a couple hours south of the Grand Canyon, and I just love it. I want to go visit them.
Yeah.
So
careful. Don't fall in love with them. You'll be like, oh.
I know. Next week we're going to visit a couple properties down in LA County, so we can take pictures ourselves and ride off a Disneyland trip.
Nice.
Perfect.
Exactly. And so it's really exciting. I'm hoping I don't get attached to those either.
That's so cool.
We just bought a property in northeastern LA, and we'll make $60,000 on it. Probably not.
Yeah, isn't that great?
50 to 60.
Yeah. So so have you watched your are your offers creeping up now, and you're like, I'm not dealing with these $500, now I'm dealing with the 5,000 or the 20, 30? Where are you at right now?
We don't really limit it as much anymore. We have definitely done higher offers now because we can. And I want to make sure that our ROI is still good, and so I don't want to waste time on things that are smaller. We have limited time. We both have full-time jobs, so yeah, they've crept up a bit, but I'm not limiting myself. I'm blasting.
Good.
So you just price the assets and send the mailer, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Exactly.
That's great.
All right.
It's a great carefree attitude. You can have an attitude like that when you don't have children.
Exactly.
When you have kids, it just messes you all up. You're concerned about stuff that doesn't matter. It's just a big, huge puddle of mess.
All right.
I really hope your kids hear that.
They don't listen. They don't listen to this.
So many
they don't
times.
listen to us, and they don't listen to this show. So
They're typical kids are like, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Whatever.
You're
Exactly.
total embarrassment.
That's hilarious. But meanwhile, will you take my friends and I on the boat? Really? No.
I told the kids recently, I'm like, when we die, you're going to have 11,000 episodes of us.
Oh my gosh.
At all of our ages. We started this in 2015. So you'll see us when we're reasonably young and when we're old and can't even talk anymore.
Right.
And again, their reaction was, whatever.
Some people hold on to a voicemail from their parents or something. They'll have just hours and hours of you.
They're going to have too much.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, that's enough. Thanks. That's so funny. That's so true. So you guys have full-time jobs. This is really interesting to me. Walk me through your normal day. Like, how early are you getting up, and what are you doing before you go to work, and what are you doing on your lunch break, and then like after work? How are you fitting this in?
That is a great question. Time organization is not my strong suit. We actually have a VA that's in the Philippines. She's amazing. And so we tend to stay up late. I used to be an early morning person, but we stay up late to work with her a little bit at night. So we usually, get up early about 7 and go to work. It's really close. It's right down the street. So we get to go home at lunch and work a little bit and take out the dog and whatnot. And really our work day for the business starts after work, and we probably do another 4 to 6 hours after work. Just marketing, making videos, whatever it may be. So due diligence.
This is your fun family time. You come home and get on your computers together and probably eat dinner over your computers, looking at deals, and
that's exactly what we do.
Returning calls, and yep, I get it. So when do you guys have a monetary goal when one of you is going to step back and do this full time, and then what are your
kind of transition? We both really love our jobs. We work with family, and I'm good at my job over there. So I'm definitely not quick to get out of this. I think that when it doesn't make sense anymore for me to be there, then I can transition out. But I'm not quick to jump into any of that at the same time.
That's good.
So you're not losing money yet at your job.
No.
That's good. You guys have it figured
I
out.
love it.
This is good. You guys can just quietly, it's so nice that you enjoy your jobs, because so many people are here, they hate their jobs.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pressure.
Right.
You know, you guys are like, you're in a great spot. I love my job. I come home, this is kind of a hobby, but that pays me, you know, kind of thing. And look at these trips I can do now. So you could just quietly, you know, while you have the energy, because you're young. This is great. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm an 80-year-old at heart. I'm not sure about energy.
You're in bed at 8 o'clock, right?
Jill has more energy than any 20-year-old I've ever met.
Yeah. Thank you. You could, but you can just use this to just build up a big bank balance. And I like that. You know, 5 years from now, you guys can look at each other and go, look at our bank. Do we want to make some changes? Because you can, or not.
Yeah.
And just say, no, let's just pay cash for that, or whatever you want to do. So, I mean, is there stuff that you're thinking about? Like, is there a pay cash for a house goal or something like that?
You know, right now I wouldn't buy a house. I'm definitely going to be a renter. But we have goals. Okay, I'll be honest. I mostly have car goals. I really like trucks, and so that's been my focus for a while. But no, I think this year we're hoping to make $250,000. That's our goal, and then next year hoping to do $1 million, and then just see where that goes.
I think that's great. You know, we just talked to Joe Martin, one of our other members. That was exactly his goal.
Yeah.
I think it was $250,000 first year, which he nailed.
Right. I can't remember what the first goal was, but yeah.
And he's headed toward $1 million. He's easily going to do $1 million this year. Exact same goal.
So cool.
Yeah. When you say it and write it down and you know, see it like you're doing, and you know, you could work it backwards, you'll hit it. You know, like, okay, we got to do 3 deals that net this much, you know, this month or whatever it is. Done.
I mean, you know it works.
Yeah.
Your spouse is on board.
Yeah.
So that's like half of it. You've got the VAs in place, so you understand the point to subbing out of the real hard repetitive work.
Exactly.
And so my thing has always been, if I can do 20 deals, then I can do 200. If I can do 200, then I can do 2,000, and then I can do 20,000. It's all a matter of delegation and making good acquisition decisions and getting the mail out. It's as simple as that. Everybody makes it really complicated. It's not often that we talk to somebody who's well-adjusted and happy.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
That's awesome.
I don't know how other people are going to feel about that.
They know who they are.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. They'll go, yeah, that's right. That's me.
It was actually for them, not us.
Yeah.
They know exactly who they are, and they would say, "Oh yeah, that's how I am."
Yeah.
I would say that one of our goals for the business is to be working on it instead of in it. So like you said, we definitely want to delegate as much as possible, and we can't multiply ourselves, but we can be leaders of people and grow them up into leaders too. So that's kind of our goal for that.
I'm excited we're going to have to do this like once a year with you to see like, okay, what's happening now and what's happening now, because you guys are doing it all right. And you have the mindset. That's half of it. So do you have, what makes you guys different and special? Because I'll tell you, Dallas, there's a lot of people that get into this and they have trouble just taking that first step and setting out the mailer. And why are you so fearless?
Gosh. Okay. First of all, I don't think I'm special. I don't know about that. You know, we've always just kind of had the entrepreneurial spirit. I think that you just need to jump into a business, not expecting it to fail, not being worried all the time. And yeah, you do, if you're not in our situation, if you have kids and you have people that are dependent on you, I totally understand, you know, setting a budget and making sure that, you know, you're not in a rough situation that you can't get out of. But how do you expect to make a business work if you don't take the risk?
Exactly. That's so good.
It's such a healthy attitude. It's really unique.
I know. I'm a little lost.
She's as happy as you are, Joe.
Thank you. Well, I was going to say, I love Dallas and I are obviously on the same page, because on our member calls, Dallas will have little things in there. I'm like, yep, we're totally thinking the same thing. Now, this further confirms it. Your guys are doing just great, and you will do just great. So whatever you set out to do, I know you're going to nail it. So this is good. Just remember us when you're when you go dark.
Yep.
Because you're doing just
That'll
great
happen.
and you don't need us anymore.
When you're not on the calls anymore. And you're like, yep, this works.
Exactly. You know,
Hey,
and
we
I'll
might not need you, but we want you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, shoot us an email now and then saying, hey, you're not going to believe where we are and what just happened. Be like,
I give these guys 6 months.
Yeah.
And they'll be off the calls and just piles of money are coming in.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That's okay.
Maybe 8, actually.
Yeah.
Because she's not in a rush to
She's
get
not in a
job.
rush. Just having
Hey,
fun
I'm
and doing
with you
it right.
guys. Let's do it. I'm in.
Exactly.
So what's it like to work with your spouse? Or is it, you don't actually, well, what's it like to work with your spouse?
I don't know how he feels about it because he's stuck with me 24/7. We actually have we work at the same office full time as well.
Geez.
So he cannot get away from me. But yeah, we were actually high school sweethearts, so we've spent every minute together since forever, and
That's awesome.
and we really have the same ideologies, and we just work together. So he's like you, Steve. He's the data guy, and he complements my my side as well. So
That's awesome.
I love working with him. He's stuck with me.
So good.
Do you answer the calls from the sellers and buyers, or do you have a agency?
I actually, Bart or I actually answer the phones. I think that it's really easy for me to build a connection with people, and I'm so flexible at work as well. And so if I don't answer their calls, then we call them right back, and it works out.
I can see
I
that.
mean, I can tell you that's one of the reasons for your success.
Yeah.
You probably heard it before on the show, but when Jill joined my whole operation, she doubled its revenue overnight just because of that personality.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah.
So it's a whole big different deal when you answer your own phone and you're just not afraid of who's on the other line.
Yep.
Because a lot of it's bad.
I know we can diffuse hate calls really easily.
Right? I'm not afraid of them.
Tell us how you diffuse
I'm
a
like,
really bad
do you do what
call.
I do, Dallas? I'm like, I make it a challenge. Like when they're ticked off, I'm like, you're going to be my friend by the time we hang up here.
That challenge is for everybody that I ever meet. So yes, I take on that challenge.
Good.
And diffusing hate calls, I don't know. I don't need to get defensive about my offer or the property at all. If they think it's worth more, great. If you want me to take another look, maybe our data was off, I'd be happy to. We've actually had a hate call that turned into a sale before or a buy.
Right.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have countless examples like that where Jill just turns it around. So they're not calling you because they're mad. They're calling you because they're just mad about your price. They do want, they're a seller if they call you.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
There's usually something there.
Exactly. Yeah, we're friends. We're all friends by the end of it.
Totally. I love it.
Excellent.
All right. Well, any
do you have any questions
for us?
Well, I didn't come in asking any questions, but you know what? When was the point that you guys kind of decided, wow, we're doing really well, and we want to talk to others and teach others about how this is done and want to help other people do it? When was that point for you?
Nearly everything that we've made since we started Land Academy was at the request of our regular land buying customers.
Okay.
So we didn't really choose it. We were buying and selling land. We had very healthy salaries. I don't know if you guys take salaries, but we take a salary out of the part, and then everything else we have goes back into the business. So we were very comfortable there in 2015. And since the 90s, I've been constantly getting emails and calls from our regular land buying customers saying, the last piece of property I bought from you was really cheap. And then I bought another one, and then I bought another one. And I realized you have some kind of system here. You're not just, this wasn't just lucky. How did you do it? How do you do it? And so after 2 or 3 times a week for 2 decades,
I'm tired of telling you people, I'm just going to record it. Okay.
I'm just going to record it. That's how this whole thing started.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit in front of a camera for 2 months, put a loose guide together and charge for it.
Have some landscapers in the back going off.
Right? Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I want those original recordings, by the way.
It's so funny. Yes.
And so then a bunch of people joined the first day that we started the show, started talking about it. But I've always wanted to have a radio show.
Yeah.
So
really,
the thing got big and really fast. A bunch of people purchased the thing the first week. Yeah. And then it became, the people who purchased it said, well, in your stuff, you talk about this data, getting this data. We can't do it. It's too hard to cut. So we got a data subscription, and just every tool we've had ever since then has all been in the response of people asking for it.
I like to say you said 2 months. It was really more like a year.
Yeah.
It really was it was
since the first conversation.
For the first time we started talking about it to we launched something was probably a little over a year.
Wow.
But it was that. And I found too, one thing that I didn't expect was this community. Going into this, I quickly realized, the more I help people, just how appreciative they were. That just made me feel good. So then it made me want to help people more. And, like we all know, this, Dallas, there's enough land to go around. There's no reason I can't help this person and tell them, hey, here's what I would do. Let me know how it goes. I wish you well, because I'm over here and someone else is over here. We're all doing great deals. But what I didn't expect to going into this was this community that we've developed and the deals that we're all doing together. And it's like awesome. I couldn't, this was an outcome that I didn't see. So I love it. And I love the deal funding now. That's my favorite job.
Jill's killing it with that.
So fun.
Yeah.
We've got a ton of money placed.
Yeah. So it's when you get one that's just a little too big to swallow, you're not feeling good about it, you're not sure.
But it's a great deal.
Send it to me. Yeah. We'll do it together.
We'll let you know.
Exactly.
Big challenge for me has been for Land Academy, not for the real estate piece, is just learning all the software. I mean, we had to learn how to press. Back then, it was DVDs. We had to buy a DVD player.
Wow, old school.
Yeah.
I should. You know what? I'm going to release some of those photos because I have photos showing our kitchen and programs all spread out all over the counters and kids putting the DVDs, sliding them in the sleeve.
That is so cute.
And in the beginning too, I would handwrite little thank you notes and tuck them in there because I thought
that's a very Jill thing to do. Right? Thank you notes.
Like I hope this works for you. If you have any questions, here's where to reach us. And here we are. It was so.
Were the photos in black and white or?
That's awesome. You know what, Dallas? I will do that now. I'm going to make them black and white. That's
awesome.
Funny. Here's Steven. It's 1933.
Jill and I went to a wedding like 4 years ago, and it was the only wedding I've ever gone to, ever, where there's pictures and boards of all when they were kids and all that, and it was all in color. And I'm like, this is how I know I'm getting old. Everybody's baby pictures are in color.
I know. Our grandparents' portraits are going to be selfies. It's crazy.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's so true. That's awesome. Good stuff.
Well, you've done it again. You spent another 30 minutes or so listening to the Land Academy show. Join us next time for another interesting episode. And we answer your questions posted on our online community, landinvestors.com. It's free.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition. I know you talked.
I read your line.
It's okay. So this is the after part. So
the after party.
This is the little after show. Exactly. I gotta say, I love it, Dallas, when you have a little one-liners you throw in the little chat thing. So keep them coming.
Yeah.
I can't help myself sometimes.
So good. Sometimes you're the only one that gets it.
Well, she can type too.
Well, that too. You can type, you can spell. And I'll make a joke, and Dallas will say, I got it, Jill. I'm like, thank you very much. Somebody recognized I threw that in there. So, yeah.
I hear you.
Thank you. It cheers me up.
Good. Oh. That's my goal in life, Jill, is really to cheer you up.
Thank you very much. We're going to be together forever, Dallas.
And by the way, Jack, speaking of one-liners, I wanted to say, you said you've always wanted to do radio. Is it because you had a face for radio, or?
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it and I held myself back from that one.
I have an awesome face for radio.
Yeah.
Jill just puts me in front of the camera,
Silly.
especially early in the morning on Saturday.
Right?
10:30, super early in the morning.
Exactly.
If you saw what we did last night, it's early.
Yeah, it's early. Love it. Wherever you're watching or wherever you're listening, please subscribe and rate us there. We are
Steve and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.